Doing business in Africa. You can't afford to be without Africa Investor.
I was just going to say that if it's 20 to 30 years, it's not an offshore, it's a crib shot. And we do need an Earthshot. No, thank you very much. Listen, I think one way of doing exactly what you said is working in partnership, and I want to thank all of you on the stage, CPDQ, AXA, and Rich from Mercer, for really, I think once you come in onto the continent with Mercer, for example, you are now putting up this platform that is going to show bankable projects, and we're working with them to help, and with Mahmoud to actually then help, get the Brookfields and the Macquaries of the world, when they go to a Mercer platform, biggest in the world guy, and they say, okay, this guy is putting up this project, that is already that part of the credibility that comes immediately. And I was shocked, and angered to see the number of people in the room because Mercer called them. They would come. And so really, I just want to thank you really, because what you're solving is this sort of, we don't have projects on the continent problem. If I had put up the platform, if the UN had put up the platform and it was work with Mahmoud and many others that did it, people would not go to that page. But they go to your page immediately. And as the CEO doing this, I think for us it's really important. I think that this is what we're looking for. The same thing with AXA and Niels on the insurance side. We just released a report, publicity on the report, but it's more for the Egyptian COP and for the UAE COP. And out of this report came the finance declaration and the $30 million that was done by His Excellency Sultan, and the 4.5 billion is part of the conversation that is in here. And I'll give you the thing, it was co-chaired by Lord Stern. But the finance declaration that was done at the COP with all the big countries is part of this report. And what we say there is that we need guarantees, we need to de-risk. But the best de-risking tool is actually getting a Mazda, getting ANOC, getting Amir Power to come and open an industry on the continent that buys those and produces, Mazda is never going to go out of business, and they will be producing solar panels for the next 25 years. So if there was an industry on the continent that was working to produce those solar panels and Mazda was the offtake, we will not need guarantees, we will not need de-risking, we will not need credit enhancement. All of those things will be Mazda. Mazda will be our offtaker. And immediately he would have de-risked everything that we're doing. And I think that is what is called the Earthshot and the green industrial conversation, is we don't want to bring our minerals here. When you walk around and you see all the steel that is happening here, and you think about Egypt, and you think about Mauritania, the iron ore that they're producing, and the steel that is being produced there, we could trade, but we're not trading. And if we start trading and producing on the continent, the reason why our utilities are not doing so well is that there is no business that is buying the energy from the utilities. There is no people that have jobs so that they can pay for the energy from the utilities. So we need governments to provide subsidies, and then we need MDBs to de-risk it and to guarantee it. But the model at the origin is wrong. And so until we fix the model at the origin, and I think thank you very much to President Ruto and everybody that is doing that. If we don't fix that supply chain, it does not work. And really happy that the UAE presidency has taken this up as a key part of what they're pushing. And so thank you for putting this conversation on the agenda, Mahmoud, Nados, everybody that is here, but also to you institutional investors. We don't have the 40 years, but I think as you work with us, the other thing that we must do is do all of this in local currency so that we don't take the huge FX risk that we're taking, which makes it even more difficult for us to do the projects that your toll road. The people who are going to be driving on that toll road are going to be paying you in Ghanaian cedis and not in dollars. If you go to the market and borrow in dollars, it becomes immediately expensive when the Fed tightens, because that immediately triples your borrowing cost. These are the things that we need to begin to work on to make sure that this Earthshot really becomes, something that we can see in 2 years when we meet in 2030 at the Brazilian COP, that we have actually deployed the UAE resources and are beginning to see some concrete results. Thank you.
Doing business in Africa. You can't afford to be without Africa Investor.